Right.
The granddaddy.
Here we go. Masvidal Diaz. This one I lost sleep over, man. I texted my brother, who's a big UFC fight, and I asked him his pick. I've talked to my dad about it. Man, I do not know. My official pick, though, is going to be Nate Diaz. I think Nate Diaz is going to tie him up. I think he's going to submit him on the ground with some jiu-jitsu, either a triangle choke or a guillotine, or he's going to do something. Masvidal, I think just Diaz has superior ground game, and I think that's the way that it's going to go. I don't think Masvidal is going to knock him out with a flying knee, although that's what my brother predicted. We'll see, though.
My question all week has been, is he going to open with it? And I really hope he does. I mean, he opened it with Darren Till. He opened with it with Ben Askren, and it turned out really good the first time.
Can you imagine?
I think Nate Diaz knows that and doesn't even, think about... Yeah, I mean, the only person you're going to really get that with is Ben Askren. You're never going to get another guy to shoot a double leg when you're throwing a flying knee.
Rip.
So, anyways, I go with Diaz as well. I was actually talking about this with a bunch of my buddies at jiu-jitsu yesterday, and it's not because we're all jiu-jitsu guys and we think that, jiu-jitsu is so superior. It's because Diaz looked so good against Anthony Pettis. It wasn't his jiu-jitsu, it was his wrestling. It was his ability to hold down Anthony Pettis and his ability to outbox him. I think my buddy was telling me, and I'm sure this is correct, he hit like a 12 combination punch combo to end, I believe, round 2 against Anthony Pettis. Nate Diaz is so good, and he looked so good against Anthony Pettis, and if he continues to do that, I think he's right there with title contention. Does this next fight give you a title shot? Because Masvidal was offered Kamaru Usman when Colby Covington and Kamaru Usman wasn't happening. Does this mean that the next fighter gets a title shot? I also think about this. When I think about Masvidal's win against Darren Till, it was absolutely an incredible knockout. Hats off to him. But like I said, Till is very susceptible to getting knocked out. And again, great knockout. The Ben Askren one, as much as it was awesome and it was skill and as much as he had thought about it, it was a little lucky. Let's say Ben Askren misses it. Let's say Ben Askren is somehow able to dodge it. Maybe it doesn't hit him as hard, and then they go on to continue that fight, and Ben Askren takes him to the ground. I don't think Masvidal beats him. I don't. And so Nate Diaz going up against Jorge Masvidal for this BMF, for this possible 170-pound belt, this title shot, I think Nate Diaz beats him.